prepare to have your reality tilted. You think you know the world? Let's see about that. In the next 10 minutes, we're diving into facts so strange they sound like science fiction. But every single one is real. Let's start with the ocean. You imagine it as a vast, uniform body of water, right? Wrong. Hidden beneath the waves are massive, flowing rivers. I'm not talking about gentle currents, I mean actual rivers with defined banks, rushing water, and even waterfalls that dwarf anything you've seen on land. The largest one, in the Black Sea, carries more water than the Amazon. These underwater rivers are formed when water of different densities, say saltier, heavier water flows through less dense water. It carves out channels on the seabed, creating a hidden, flowing landscape that's completely invisible from the surface. Imagine diving down and suddenly finding yourself on the bank of a river, deep in the dark, silent abyss. It's a whole other world down there, operating by rules we're only just beginning to understand. From the depths of the ocean, let's go to a quiet forest. It seems peaceful, but it's not silent. Trees are constantly talking to each other, not with voices, but through a complex underground network of fungi, often called the Wood Wide Web. This web connects the roots of different trees, even different species, over vast areas. Through these fungal threads, trees send chemical signals back and forth. They can share nutrients, sending sugar to younger trees struggling in the shade. More amazingly, if one tree is attacked by insects, it can send out a chemical warning signal through the network, telling its neighbors to start producing defensive chemicals to repel the invaders. It's a cooperative, intelligent system, a forest-wide communication network that has been operating for millions of years, right under our feet. Now, let's talk about something that blurs the line between living and non-living. We all know what crystals look like: sharp, geometric, and very frothy. But did you know some crystals can grow like trees? In specific chemical solutions, mineral crystals don't just form simple shapes. Instead, they grow into intricate, branching structures called dendrites. They sprout branches and sub-branches, perfectly mimicking the look of a tree or a fern. It's a process of pure physics and chemistry with no biology involved, yet the result looks hauntingly organic. It makes you wonder, what really is the difference between a rock growing and a plant growing? Nature loves to play with patterns, and this is one of its most beautiful and mind-bending tricks. Speaking of nature's tricks, let's look at one of the most extreme survival strategies on the planet. Imagine being frozen completely solid, your heart stopped, your lungs still. No brain activity whatsoever. For you, that's the end. But for a wood frog, it's just another Tuesday in winter. These incredible amphibians can survive being frozen solid for weeks, even months. When the temperature drops, their bodies produce a natural antifreeze, a high concentration of glucose in their cells. This prevents ice crystals from rupturing the cells. From the outside, they are little frog cycles hard as a rock. But when spring arrives and the ice thaws, their heart starts beating again, their lungs start working, and they just hop away as if nothing happened. They literally come back to life. Let's leave Earth for a moment and take a trip to space. What do you think space smells like? Nothing, right? It's a vacuum. Well, ask an astronaut who's just come back from a spacewalk. They'll tell you space has a very distinct smell. When they return to the airlock and take off their helmets, their suits carry a bizarre odor. The most common descriptions? Seared steak, hot metal, and welding fumes. This smell is caused by high-energy particles from the sun and distant stars clinging to the fabric of their spacesuits. When these particles mix with the oxygen inside the space station, they create a unique chemical reaction, releasing that space smell. So, the next time you're grilling a steak, just close your eyes and imagine you're floating among the stars. Back on Earth, our senses seem pretty straightforward. We see with our eyes, hear with our ears. But what if those wires got crossed? For some people, they do. This is a condition called synesthesia, where stimulating one sense automatically triggers another. The most common form is hearing colors or seeing sounds. Someone with synesthesia might hear a musical note and see a flash of blue, or read the letter A and always perceive it as bright red. It's not an illusion, their brains are genuinely wired differently, creating a blended sensory experience. They are living in a world far more vibrant and interconnected than most of us can imagine. What would it be like to taste a word or feel the shape of a scent? Let's go back to that forest we talked about earlier. We know trees can talk, but did you know they can also sing? During a rainstorm, a forest isn't just filled with the sound of pattering drops. If you listen closely, there's something else. Each water droplet that hits a leaf creates a tiny, almost imperceptible vibration. A single drop is nothing, but in a vast forest with millions of leaves being hit by countless raindrops, these tiny vibrations combine. They create a faint, collective hum, a subtle, low-frequency sound that permeates the entire forest. It's the sound of the forest responding to the rain, a gentle chorus that you can feel as much as you can hear. The forest is literally singing in the rain. From singing trees to singing rocks, That's right, there are rocks on Earth that produce their own radio waves. Certain quartz-bearing minerals, when put under geological stress deep underground, exhibit something called piezoelectricity. The immense pressure causes the crystals to generate a tiny electric charge, which then emits electromagnetic waves, radio waves. With the right sensitive instruments, scientists can actually detect these natural radio signals coming from deep within the Earth's crust. It's like the planet has its own hidden radio stations, broadcasting signals from singing rocks that have been under pressure for millennia. The Earth is far from silent, it has its own secret music. Now, let's get personal. Really personal. How are you feeling right now? Happy, anxious, relaxed? What if I told you that feeling might not just be in your head, but also in your gut? Your stomach is home to trillions of bacteria, a complex ecosystem known as the gut microbiome. We used to think they just helped with digestion, but we now know they do much more. These bacteria produce chemicals, including neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the very same chemicals that regulate your mood in your brain. This gut-brain axis means your stomach bacteria can directly influence how you feel, affecting anxiety levels, happiness, and even your food cravings. So, taking care of your gut is literally taking care of your mind. Finally, let's talk about time itself. We think of a day as 24 hours, a year as 365 days. It feels constant, universal. But it's not. Time is incredibly relative, even within our own solar system. Take Jupiter, the giant of our system. It spins so fast that a day there lasts less than 10 Earth hours. You'd have more than 2 sunrises and sunsets for every one of ours. Now, let's fly over to Venus. Venus rotates so slowly that one single day on Venus is longer than its entire year. Let that sink in. The planet finishes a full orbit around the sun before it completes one full rotation on its axis. You could celebrate your birthday before a single day has passed. It completely shatters our Earth-centric idea of what a day even means. Time isn't a fixed river, it's a local current that flows at different speeds all over the universe. If the world feels a little stranger now, a little more magical and mysterious, that's a good thing. It means you've been paying attention. There are incredible secrets hidden in plain sight, from the bottom of the ocean to the bacteria in your own gut. Stay curious, keep questioning. And if you want more facts that will challenge everything you think you know, make sure you follow this channel. Thanks for watching.